Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Integris Health, your health partner for life.
Hey, the road dog mentality, okay, was what it's going to be all about. Going on the road and winning. Okay, what it's going to take. You come to a place like, okay, the stadium, playing against that team. All right, that doesn't happen. That's why we happen to be the better team today. Man, a lot goes into that. A lot goes into that. I told you guys going into this, we talked today. All right, there ain't no doubt about it, man. We can beat any team in the country, okay? And we don't have to be perfect to do it. We got everything that we need right in here. Okay, and if we're doing it right, we're doing what? We're getting a little better, right? Okay, and all that matters, no matter what's happened in the past, all that matters is what we do right here in this fourth quarter of this season right here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all that matters. All right, and taking care of business, man. Overcoming here. How about tied school record 350-plus yard field?
Hey man, I got two guys I want to shout out real quick. I got Ben that snaps it and Jay that holds it. Hey, it don't happen without those two.
Well, a happy Sooner locker room after a 33-27 victory over Tennessee in primetime Saturday night in Knoxville. Welcome everybody to Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health. Coach, first off, congratulations. What a win.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun to be a part of. Never been to Neyland Stadium, and it was even better than I thought it would be. I'd heard a lot of things, certainly know a lot of people that have that worked there, and you know, the pageantry and the theatrics, and man, the surface, the field was it's like a movie set. When I walked in there, that's really what it felt like to me. The Coliseum effect, and smiling only because it's, you know, you're going into enemy territory and they're having the blackout. And, you know, in our locker room, we were talking about having a funeral. You wear black to a funeral, and it'll be somebody's funeral at the end of the night. But our guys' ability to just galvanize and come together, fight for one another, figure it out, lay it on the line, know that it's going to come down to the last drive or two of the game, and the magnitude of all the plays in the first and second quarter and all those types of things. Really find out a lot about yourself and your team, and really proud of the guys. Just thankful for their fight, their spirit.
Just a gritty win.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at halftime and the stats are a little bit lopsided, but the turnovers, you've been waiting for the turnovers to come.
I mean, for me, you know, if you watch the game, then you understand why. And again, we got a little leaky from a statistical standpoint. Like the first drive, you go 1, 2, 3, and we got the guy blanketed. He runs right into us. The tight end does, puts his head down, just what he did all season on tape, and runs right into us. And they think they missed one there, and we should be off the field. Well, they turn right around in the next play, and they go right down a big play. And so those things don't happen if they just get it right. And so our guys were, you know, ready to play right out the gate. But if you look at, you know, how it went down, we started a little slow on offense, and we had 2 5-play drives and have to punt. But then we go 3 straight drives of scoring, 3 straight field goal drives. Well, that comes off, they missed a field goal. Well, we go down and score a field goal. So we don't have an opportunity to go for this long drive or possess the ball for a long time. And then, you know, we had 2 interceptions back to back, these 3 straight drives. And so we create, you know, advantageous field position where we're not on the field very long. We don't have, you know, we get a couple of first downs on both drives, and then we kick field goals.
Advantageous field position is something you've been looking for all year from the turnovers.
And so we really complemented each other. So at the end of the day, the numbers don't look like, oh, how does that happen? Well, it's not very complicated. We scored on defense on one of them, so the offense doesn't have a possession there. We turn right back and give them another possession, and then again, 2 more drives, 2 of the next 3 drives are turnovers. And in our offense, again, 3 straight drives, we scored. So there's 16 points that we manufactured together. The 3 of them being turnovers, and then they missed a field goal, and we took advantage of it. So that's the first half.
Yeah.
And so, sorry, not sorry that didn't. The stats didn't add up, but man, the football piece of it did.
16-10 was a good stat at halftime.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, we end up going in the second half and we're 17 all in the 6-point difference. In the first half was the difference in the game.
We saw Tate Sandell off the top. There's a couple of guys in this game who had historic nights. I think Sooner history will look back on this night. We'll talk about R. Mason's return in a second, but what Tate Sandell did, this will go down as one of the greatest kicking games, I think, in OU history.
Yeah.
3 50-yard field goals.
Yeah, nothing fluky about it. That's what he does out on the practice field. And I know we were excited when we announced his signing, and a lot of people at the time, were making fun of us for, bragging about signing a kicker. Well, if you know the history of the first couple of years that, since we've been here, we lost 5 games in our first year by 1 score when we missed kicks in every single one of those games. And then year 2, we won 10 games. And so the magnitude of, maybe a miss or 2 wasn't as much, although in a couple of 1-score games that year in Kansas and Oklahoma State, we missed field goals. And then again a year ago, we certainly were a little bit better, but, we knew we had a real weapon. And in this league that truly does come down to the fourth quarter and the last few possessions of the game, all of those opportunities make a big difference. And certainly, that's what Tate has done. He misses his first one of the season, and then I don't know if it's 14, 15 straight, and hit 3 of them on the road, 50-plus yards. Incredible. We took the 1 sack and really felt that could have been detrimental.
Sure.
We got to get rid of the ball there. And it was like, what are we going to do? I ain't punting. We damn sure ain't going for it. And we're going to kick the field goal. And was that a 55-yarder? 55-yarder. And somehow, some way, it just kind of found its way over the right side of the crossbar.
Just barely.
Yeah.
Just barely enough. Yeah, he was phenomenal for you. And we're going to take a look at the R. Mason play when we do the telestration. But it felt like that play kind of turned the game on its head. What an effort, too.
Yeah, it was great. We were down 7-0. They had made a couple of plays, and we knew we were going to play great red zone defense. I think that was the first play of getting down into the red zone, and Owen does a great job. The tackle tries to block 2 guys. A lot of times when you have a wide 9 technique as a rusher, which Owen was, the tackle will try to go down and help the guard initially, okay, and then come back and cut you off from the quarterback. And Owen did a great job of just being too explosive off the edge, and ran by their freshman offensive tackle and makes a heck of a play. They were running a little RPO, so we had a 5-man pressure with aggressive edges, and worked out in our favor.
A lot more to break down from a 33-27 win over Tennessee. We'll take a timeout. This opening segment, by the way, brought to you by Dos Equis, the official import beer of OU Athletics. Please drink responsibly. We'll be right back with more Sooner football with Brent Venables after this.
Sooner football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Integris Health, your health partner for life. This week's game review is brought to you by Groundworks, preferred foundation repair company of the Sooners.
All right, welcome back to Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health. This segment brought to us by our friends at Groundworks, the preferred foundation repair company of the Sooners. A little more breakdown of this game before we head over and telestrate some plays, Coach. John Mateer, the running part of his game, boy, he looked explosive, like pre-surgery John Mateer. He was big for you on the ground.
Yeah. I think it's been well documented. He had a little knee deal he was overcoming, and John works incredibly hard as well. He's one of those guys that's you got to kind of give him the whoa as opposed to go during the course of the week. And so we've really tried to do a good job of monitoring, his total mileage for the week, and so he can be fresh on game day. But his legs were a big part of it. Obviously, he ran just under 100 yards on the day, and was really efficient. The second half was really good, clean football. I think we averaged just under 7 yards a play. We had around 250 plus yards in the second half, and I think he was 12 of 16 in the second half. We were 3 of 5 on third downs, and they were really good in the first half on third downs. Again, we helped them with a couple of conversions that, again, I don't agree with, what the calls were officiating wise, but in the second half, they were 1 out of 6 on third and fourth downs, and so we got into a really good rhythm on offense and defense in the second half, and really complemented each other. But he really got into a great rhythm, as well.
You didn't have Kobe McKenzie for this game. You mentioned Owen Heineke on the forced fumble, but 13 tackles. I think 12 were in the first half. He was a man on fire Saturday night.
Played really good. The coaches, Nate has done a great job having those guys coached up and ready to execute the game plan. Done a really good job of, between Owen and Kip, Kobe, Sammy, and K5 and Reggie. That group of guys between Wes and Nate, Coach Dryling, they've really done a great job. And Owen's been, he's very highly invested. Again, he's put in a lot of extra time, and he's really, exponentially developed and playing his best ball at the end of his career. So I'm proud of him and his work, and made a big difference for us the way he played.
In our pregame radio interview, I asked you about the explosive plays for Tennessee and Joey Aguilar, and you mentioned the key is to slow down their running game.
Yeah.
Only gave up 63 rushing yards to them on the night.
And again, you'd like to get a few of the explosive plays. We had the first drive of the second half where we got a trap coverage on 3rd and 8, first drive of the second half of the defense, and we got 2 guys dead to rights on this guy, and we bounce off each other, and that turns into an explosive play. And they hit Reggie Powers on a fade route, really well thrown ball. We got tight coverage, and that's what are we in a competitive position when they make a play? And for the most part, they threw a screen on the sideline that they blocked us. Our corner's got to get off the block. He's got to get it turned back inside, and I thought they did a good job of physically whooping us on the perimeter on that play, and it turned into an explosive play where they catch it behind the line of scrimmage. You can't play defense like that. Not to our standard. And again, as I said, they made a few competitive plays, but the run game's what it was all about. That is what allows them to stay in rhythm. We presented a light box a good part of the night, and basically invited them to throw it, or to run it rather, and they took the bait, if you will, enough just so they didn't have the real kind of rhythm that they're used to, and then again, I thought second half that game plan came into fruition and really made it hard, and just we didn't give them what they wanted.
Yeah.
And from a rhythm standpoint, that's a very real thing. And you saw the quarterback, double clutched it and held it, and there was pressure, and forced him to throw to the check down. And we didn't always play that part as well as we wanted to from a tackling standpoint. But from an explosive play, like if they have to, settle for field goals or continue to throw the ball underneath the defense, that, they weren't going to beat us.
Yeah. I've heard you refer to this as the fourth quarter of the season now with your team. We're into November. Only got about a minute here, but how big do you feel like this win could be for you guys?
Yeah, again, as we've said, several times, what I've seen from this team, there's not a team in the country that we can't beat, and certainly in the fourth quarter of our season, it's going to be incredibly challenging, maybe as challenging of the last 4 games as anybody in college football. But, you don't have to play them all at once. You play them one at a time. You continue to improve and get better, believe in our process of how we practice, how we prepare, what development really looks like as we continue to develop the identity of the team and lean on our strengths and continue to improve in areas where we have to have a chance. And, I was really excited to see our players respond from, again, a week ago. There's nothing easy about it. Everything starts with me. If I don't, they won't. How do you pick yourself back up off the mat? And after, a week where we had some disappointment, that's what it's all about. That's how you really truly define a team, and certainly a group of players and leadership. And, for our guys to go again, on what is termed a short week, right, going on the road and going into a really hostile environment after, just the noise can get loud and, there's no blaming, no finger pointing, just guys that took responsibility and accountability, the excitement to go back at it, practice, put together a game plan and go on the road and do, what many people maybe didn't think that we would be able to do. And again, I guess that was the first, road win against a ranked opponent since 2019.
Right.
That's quite a while ago.
Yeah.
I know maybe we think that we just do it every year, but it's hard to do. Yeah. And certainly our guys were able to do that. And so, again, I wouldn't put any limits on what this team can accomplish. Again, going to Tuscaloosa, playing a team in Alabama that is playing as good a football as anybody in the country. They went to, Tennessee traveled to Tuscaloosa several weeks ago, and Alabama got after them pretty good. But the Tennessee's getting ready to take the lead in the game early in the game, go to be 14-7, I believe, and on second and goal at the 2, they throw a play action pass, and Alabama steps in front of it and goes 99 yards for a defensive touchdown, and kind of flip the script on them. And
sounds
kind of
familiar.
it sounds very familiar, and so that's football, and we're going to have to get better if we're going to have any chance to go to Tuscaloosa and have a chance to win. And again, finish out this thing, with 3-0. Going to be incredibly difficult and challenging, but man, I wouldn't put any limits on what this team can do.
More on the bye week and the matchup with the Crimson Tide coming up in a couple of segments. But when we come back, we're going to hit the telestrator, break down some of the biggest plays in Oklahoma's 33-27 victory over Tennessee here on Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Taco Mayo. Tap the app and save up to 25% today. Air Comfort Solutions. Your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. One Oklahoma. Powered by Sooner Sports Properties. Fan-fueled, athlete-focused. Coach Venables' Film Breakdown is brought to you by Community Coffee. Family-owned Community Coffee, the official brewed coffee of OU Athletics. Taste the difference family makes.
All right, welcome back to Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health. Telestration segment now brought to you by Community Coffee. We're going to take a look at 4 of the biggest plays from Oklahoma's 33-27 win over Tennessee. Let's start with the fumble return here by R. Mason Thomas, Coach.
All right, so they just got a big play, gotten down into what we call the green zone. That's between the 21 and the 40-yard line, and they're a heavy run. So we've got a 5-man front here. We call that a bear defense, and we got hard charging defensive ends here. One of them's Owen Heineke, is an outside linebacker. As I was talking about on the show here, the tackle is trying to, and we drop him a lot out of this from a film study standpoint. We drop him to the flat a lot. And so he might have been thinking that, but he's trying to help with the 3 technique, and then he's going to try to slide back out and then pick him up. And so when he does that, Owen's doing a great job of getting vertical, okay, setting a good hard edge, and taking advantage of a mistake that they make fundamentally here, and does a great job of running through the quarterback, pops the ball out. R. Mason's doing a good job of controlling his blocker here. We call that a 2-to-1 technique, where we lock him out with our inside arm and keep our outside arm and leg free here. That really helps him. If he gets both hands engaged on the blocker, there's a good chance that this blocker covers him up and he's not able to scoop this thing up with one hand like he does here, and shows great balance and strength here. Tight end's not used to tackling, so he don't know how to get him down. And I just love all of the white jerseys. They're going to run to the fire and help him out here. But great balance here. And as he's running, I think he gets a little bit of a quad pull here as he's going in here, but teammates help him in. Huge play.
Helped him in.
Yeah, huge play in the game, and we're able to kind of take the life out of that drive and out of the stadium momentarily.
That was the longest stiff arm I've ever seen. It's like like Kitzelman was attached to him like a barnacle for about 30 yards there as he ran down the sideline.
And that was the longest fumble return
in OU history.
OU history.
All right, this is what do we got now? We got second quarter. This is the interception by Peyton Bowen.
Okay, so we've got a simulated zone blitz here where we're going to blitz the will linebacker. We're going to drop the end, and then we're going to play cover 3, and he's going to rob. And it looks like he's in a quarters alignment, but he's going to close the middle of the field. So the quarterback, when he snaps the ball's already on the way. He sees Peyton in the quarters, and they got a post route here that for the quarterback as he's putting the ball in the belly of the running back. He's also seeing the blitzing linebacker, so he's seeing a lot of things, that maybe that works to our advantage. And then Peyton's going to close the middle of the field here. Okay, and so Bowen to Bowen, they're going to be inside and on top of, this route here. And just a little bit of pressure, okay? And again, we're only rushing 4, all right, and count them up. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 offensive players in protection. So our 4 whoops, their 7, and just enough to force a quick throw, an errant throw, really good job of disguise. And again, closing the middle of the field. And we say middle of the field between these 2 guys right here as the middle of the field player. So he's doing a nice job fundamentally with his depth, his pedal. And then he does this drill probably 3 or 4 times a week, probably 30 snaps of it during the course of the week. What we're seeing, just a basic back pedal and reading the trajectory of the throw of the quarterback here. So being really good at the basics. Okay, and excellent job by everybody kind of working together here. The corner staying on leverage and funneling that route to his brother. All right, and then the timing of the simulated pressure. Again, he's clearing run, getting to the flat. All right, we give him a little color underneath the over route here. Robert Spears Jennings picks up this over, and this is a route that they love to feast on a lot of people off of that heavy play action. See, when they pull the guard, a lot of people see run, and it draws everybody up, and then they sneak this intermediate route that turns into a runner for 30, 40 yards on a lot of people. So as you go back here and look at this here, just another piece of it, we do a nice job here being underneath it with, again, help over the top. That's zone defense 101, and being inside and underneath all the routes, okay, and inside and underneath all the routes here. And just playing really good zone defense, good pressure up front, good disguise, and good job by the Bowen brothers here.
All right, let's go to the third quarter.
All right.
There's some chess pieces moving around here. They changed offensively, you countered defensively, and you got some pressure.
Yeah, so I think we might have had a 0 blitz on, and they saw us, and they started doing that a lot, see what we're in, see what our signals were, and then they would get into the perfect offensive play. So got to be careful about that. We don't do that a whole lot, but we changed from basically a zone heavy pressure call to a man-free, a little stickier coverage. And again, what you see is here, they're running a little bunch formation here. We take our defensive end, we put him on a guard. He's running at the guard, and we're running a little twist game here. We're dropping off an extra defender here. We're dropping off a defender here. So again, they've got 3 offensive guys, all right, here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And then if they work any kind of a quick game here, we've got 2 over here, and then we got also a deep post player. So again, we're only rushing 4. All right, they have six offensive players in here to protect. So our 4 whoop their 6. And at the end of the day, Kip does a really good job of winning his matchup against the running back here, using his hands and putting pressure on him. And again, you see right here, okay, one of the favorite throws of any quarterback is something that's right in front of him.
Yeah.
Okay, as opposed to something back out here or even the deep ones. These are some of the easiest throws there are. So we've got a dropper underneath here to give this DB a little bit of help.
Owen Heineke
and
up.
so you make the quarterback hold the ball just a little bit longer. We got really good sticky coverage by Day Jordan, Tulsa Union's finest. He funnels him outside, and so the quarterback looks there first, and he's running him out of bounds with really good fundamentals and technique. And every once in a while we'll play with those, and and then we got really good coverage in here with a good pressure and winning our matchup here. Get a little end zone look at it. And for an offensive guard who's a little heavier footed than these offensive tackles, these interior guys, they really don't love fast guys. And here you see Taylor Wine does a great job, man, of really selling this. And what's he end up doing? He ends up taking up 2 guys and still getting good penetration, good fight. And then we get some good one-on-ones out here. And Kip's able to win that, forces an errant throw, and we almost pick it off here.
Almost an interception. All right, the final play is kind of the game sealer. You get the onside kick. Great hands, by the way, by Robert Spears-Jennings on the onside.
Yeah, and Ivan carry on his, too.
And the second one, yeah, you're right. This is the run by X that virtually sealed the game for you.
Yeah, we're not supposed to score that fast. I know we don't score here because he goes down, but we got a zone opposite play here. You see here, they've got basically a 9-man front. He's going to spin down, so they've got 5-man front, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys. They got the whole team down there. These guys are out here with no help, and again, we've got 3 of our linemen here are freshmen, and man, they're doing a great job of covering people up and winning our matchups. And these 2 guys here do a good job of sealing them up. Okay, and we get to the safety, and the safety from a position of depth. His entry angle's not ideal. He sees the running back's angle, looks like it's going to spit out the front door, which is the cosmetics of the run. You want the defense to see it that way. In reality, we start here, and then it gets vertical quick. And we'll call that a zone opposite concept. And even the slightest thing like a backflip. Okay, it seems so subtle and such a small thing, but for the defense and what they're trained to do, it's a big thing. And what they anticipate based on where the back is. And so again, they think it's going to be maybe a run that's going to spit out here. All right, and again, you watch these 2 guys are taken up here, and then he miscalculates where the ball is going to spit out, and he's their last line of defense. And so you see here, we're in a really
look at that hole.
I know, and so again, at the end of the day, you got 3 guys in one gap, and
coach him up to take a knee at the 1. Is that something you coach?
Oh, yeah,
go down at the 1 yard line.
That's a barrier call situationally, so that again, we watch. We do football school once to twice a week, and we watch other people these exact situations. And in both college football and the NFL, and how you win, how you can close a game out, 4-minute situation, 2-minute situation. You're talking offense, you're talking defense, and how you go win. And this situation here, so the score here is
26-24.
Yeah, 26-24. So we got an opportunity to, to go up by 2 scores, and we kicked it around, and we didn't want to leave them any time on the clock and only being up 1 score. And so at the end of the day, we probably should have ran it one more time and fell down here. They end up letting us go in. We said, hey, they're probably going to try to let us score, and but we know if we go up by 9, we'd have a great chance to go win the game. But could have probably ran off a little bit more time, done it in the second time, and then tried to go score on 3rd and 4th down. They probably wouldn't have let us score, quote unquote, on 3rd down and 4th down. But on 2nd down, hey, let's let them score. If they don't go down, then let's do everything we can to put the whole team up there and stop them from scoring on 3rd and 4th down. So that's kind of what you had to weigh.
You bring a fumble into play possibly, and then it's a 2-point game. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, very good. This is great. This is fantastic. We'll take a break. We got the bye week coming up next. We'll talk about that with Coach Venables next on Sooner Football.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Integris Health, your health partner for life. The Opponent Breakdown is brought to you by One Oklahoma, powered by Sooner Sports Properties, fan-fueled, athlete-focused.
All right, welcome back to Sooner Football with Brent Venables. This segment, our opponent preview, brought to you by One Oklahoma, powered by Sooner Sports Properties, fan-fueled, athlete-focused. Before you go to Alabama, you got the bye week here. Coach, how will you handle this week with your team?
Well, we got to get healthy. It goes without saying. And so it comes at the right time. A lot of teams in college football are beat up.
Sure.
You saw whether it was us or watched over across the other sideline in Tennessee, and I listened to several coaches and how some of their games went here this weekend. And same thing, everybody. This is late in the year, and so you got to get your team healthy physically. You still got to get some good fundamental work in, foundational things, and then get a sneak peek at some of the opponent stuff that's sitting in front of you. So we'll try to have a good balance, but we need to make sure that we have a fresh team, to go into this last, several weeks of our season and have the kind of finish that we desire.
3 games to go, and it starts in 2 weeks in Tuscaloosa. The Crimson and Cream and the Crimson Tide. Coach, congratulations on a fantastic victory over Tennessee. Stay with us. We got all the highlights coming up from 33-27 Saturday night at Rocky Top when we come back here on Sooner Football with Brent Venables.
Thank you to our cornerstone television partners, OU Health, OG&E, Fowler Auto Group, and Coca-Cola. We want to thank all of our Sooner Radio Network affiliates across the state and region. Fans can check out Soonersports.com for an affiliate in your area. And if you're traveling outside the state of Oklahoma, you can listen to all the action on either SiriusXM Radio or download the Varsity Network app and listen free.
Welcome back once again to Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health. Let's take a look now at the highlights of Oklahoma's 33-27 win over Tennessee, and I'm joined by my Sooner Radio partners, Teddy Lehman, Chris Plank, and Gabe Eichert.
John Mateer calls tails. They double check because it's so loud. The coin.
It is tails. You've won the toss.
Defer.
You're going to defer.
So the Sooners win the toss.
Peyton Lewis deep to receive. Total leather, and we are underway on a Saturday night. Lewis up to the 5-yard line, calls fair catch. Aguilar in the shotgun, tight end in motion, back to pass. Aguilar looks left, pulls it down, dropped the football, it's loose on the ground, and Aguilar got back on top of it. Tennessee goes tempo. Handoff Bishop, bounces right, met at the 19-yard line, stacked up shy of the 20. Sooners look like they're bringing pressure, 3rd and 15, back to pass. Aguilar under pressure, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Robert Spears-Jennings hit him, and here's a late flag after the play. We have not seen a good replay. Back to pass Aguilar on the play action. Sets up, lets it fly far side, come back, knocked in the air by Guillory, batted around and incomplete. He almost picked it off. Huge penalty, kept this drive alive on the opening series for the Vols, trying to cash it in. Aguilar, fake handoff, throws end zone, caught, touchdown. Quickly over the ball, double tight ends left, 2 wide receivers right, going to throw. Aguilar looks left, looks middle, zings it deep across the middle, got a man at the 50, and it's broken up. Big hit by Peyton Bowen.
And it looked clean. You always clean, wonder on those, if you catch a little bit of the helmet or up high, are you going to get the flag? That looked like it was shoulder to the middle of the body.
Aguilar has the snap. Going to throw it. He got hit. Ball's loose. Scooped up. It's R. Mason Thomas on the run. Near sidelines. Fighting off tacklers. Keeps his feet. There goes R. Mason. He's going to score. There's a flag down as R. Mason pulls up and he's got a touchdown.
Almost went out of bounds, too. He was so dinged up. It reminded me of the Greg Jennings. He wasn't going to let the team down, getting down the sidelines, but obviously in immense pain.
On my back, though.
He put the team on his back, Toby.
One on the backside. The other one got called back. That one not.
Handoff. Ooh. Thomas crushed in the backfield. Smashed. Owen Heineke again. Aguilar. Back to pass, under pressure, wrapped up, and he's thrown down for a sack. The Coyote got him. 45-yarder. Snap a little high, pulled down. Kick is away, and it is good. 15 minutes, it's 10-7 Tennessee here under the lights in Knoxville.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Integris Health, your health partner for life. Game highlights are presented by Riverwind Casino. Always a good time.
Aguilar's got it. Hand off and met immediately in the backfield as Peyton Lewis pushed sideways. No gain. Force another field goal try here. Aguilar, handoff Lewis, met in the backfield, grabbed around the ankles by RSJ. He was able to get forward, though, for a yard. Aguilar fakes the clap. Now he does. To hand off again up the middle. Lewis met at the 20, wrapped up by Peyton Bowen at the 19. He got 2.
Pass attack that's got us on our heels a little bit.
Kick is away by Gilbert. He pulled it a tad, but it's no good. He pulled it too much. He yanked it wide left, and he missed it. Xavier in motion. He circles behind Mateer out to the right. Mateer fakes him the throw, steps up in the pocket, wants to run, got away. 25, 30, Mateer 35, 40, dives forward out near the 45. John Mateer right up the gut of the Volunteer defense.
I like that. Again, you have empty. Xavier Robinson comes in motion, but he doesn't stop in the backfield, continues across formation. We just spread him out and leaves a big void in the middle of the field.
Back on side, snap back, hold down, kick is away, driving, does it have enough? It is good! Sandell, the double nickel. We're under 4 minutes. Aguilar, play action, deep drop, deep down the middle, looking for the end zone, intercepted! Peyton Bowen picked it off, and here he comes on the return. He's at the 30, he's at the 40, cuts midfield, wrapped up and dropped at the 42.
He just sat in the perfect spot, didn't he? And almost baited Aguilar to throw that ball. It was the only real receiver running deep, and he just held off and then broke on the throw and was there in plenty of time.
Mateer has the football, back to pass, looks right, throws right, caught, first down 45-40 in Tennessee territory. Satania's on the board, and the drive is still alive. Snap back, hold down. Kick is away, it's got the distance, and it is good again. He did it again. Tate Sandell.
And it feels like he's made those by a combined 1 yard between the two. I mean, just clearing the crossbar, but what a weapon, man. That's incredible stuff. The consistency from that distance.
Back to pass Aguilar quickly. Down the middle of the field deep. It's picked off again. Robert Spears-Jennings, and he's on the run. He's at midfield. 45, 40, 35. Swim move to the 30 and out of bounds in field goal range. With 16 seconds to go on the third turnover of the first half for Tennessee. Snap back. Hold is down. Kick is away, and he got it again. Tate Sandell, your money. And Oklahoma leads it 16-10 at halftime.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Riverwind Casino, the official entertainment destination of OU Athletics. OU Fan Shop. The best place to gear up for game day is shop.soonersports.com. Sooner Kids Club. Log on to Soonersports.com/kids for information about joining the Kids Club presented by OG&E and brought to you in part by Devon Energy. Game highlights are presented by Riverwind Casino. Always a good time.
Mateer's got it, gonna throw. Looks left, looks middle, throws middle. Koenig sat down at the 30, then turns and falls forward to the 32. 7 yards on first down to Jaron Koenig.
Goes through a couple of reads and then delivers a strike.
Tempo snap, looking left, throwing left. Caught Satania, first down, turns it up to the 40. Pushed out of bounds around the 41. It's two to each side. Mateer back to pass. Under pressure immediately. Steps up. He'll run. 35. Outside 40. He's to the 45. He's got the first down across midfield into Tennessee territory.
Well, he's looked good a couple of times tonight where he's pulled it down. He looks like he's got that burst back in his game.
And Kent both out there. Mateer. Handoff Robinson, runs right, has a hole, breaks a tackle to the 20, darts it up, ball's out, flag down, ball still out, Tennessee's on it. Thomas moves to the right of Aguilar, who runs it himself, student body right, he didn't get there. Tracked down by PJ from the backside. 1st and 10, Mateer's got it, gonna throw. Looks middle, throws middle, that's caught in the Tennessee 45. Jermichael Carter breaking tackles inside the 40, down to the 38. Sooners down a point, Mateer's got it, gonna throw. Looks left, going to take a shot deep down the far sideline. Caught! Satania inside the 20 and out of bounds.
Really good protection there up front. Passed off a twist. Really nicely there, and another really nice throw from Mateer.
From the 14. Man in motion left to right. Snap. Mateer keeps it up the middle. 15, cuts to the 10. Steps through a tackle to the 5, down to the 4. Helms goes in motion left to right. Double tights that way. 2 wides to the right. Mateer's got it. Handoff Robinson, cuts left, pushes at the 2, he's to the 1, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Xavier Robinson onto the checkerboard. And the Sooners are back in front in Rocky Top.
He's slow to get to his feet there, and that was a massive collision there on the goal line. He ran right through one of those Tennessee defenders, and That's what's special about him. Once he gets going downhill, he is a load.
5. In motion, Robinson. He'll come behind Mateer. Snap. Mateer runs it. Left side, 25 to the 30. Still churning, 35-yard line. It'll depend on the spot. They're going to put him down at the 34. Mateer claps his hands, fakes the handoff, throws it near side, caught by Burks, first down, turns it up to the 40, out to the 45, bang down there. And as we go to the final frame, it's the visitors in crimson and cream that are on top, 23-17. Uni's crimson helmets. Mateer rolling left, wanting to throw. Does near side, caught Burks into Tennessee territory and dances out of bounds. He's got another first down on the right hip of Mateer. Short motion for Helms. They bring pressure, throw across the middle. That's caught. Satania at the 38-yard line. He's near another first down, and he's got enough. 5 again. Snap good. Hold down. Kick is away. Does it have the distance? It is good again.
Goodness.
He did it again.
I mean, that is just so crazy. All three of it's like as we go, they're going in by less and less. Just you said it, Toby. Just crawled over the crossbar, but still counts as 3. Putting a big shot on him.
Quick snap, Aguilar, play action under pressure. Kip Lewis in on him, sacked! Back at the tee. Kip was there first. G-Baby finished him off back in ball territory.
Boy, I thought they had us on something there. They snapped it, quick snapped it on us, and we were kind of running around in the secondary, but it actually may have helped us. Turned Kip Lewis free, and as Aguilar scrambled to try and get out of there, got the cleanup sack coming in late.
In front of the back to the right. Aguilar fakes the handoff, gonna throw. Does out to the flat, incomplete! He threw it off the shoulder of Jack Van Dorselaer.
Wow. He had him, threw it, hit him off the shoulder pad. They go with the pass there. A little spin on spider protection there. They kicked at a player on the inside, but ran that flat route trying to get just to the down marker. And they had it, but just couldn't complete it, couldn't get his shoulders back around to make the catch. And that's going to be tough to overcome if our offense can keep rolling.
3rd and 4. Mateer back to pass, looks left, throws left, caught, turned up, first down, Satania. At the 35, we're down to 4:28 to go. Mateer fakes the handoff, throws across the middle. It's batted in the air, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted down the sidelines and pushed out of bounds at the 45, and Tennessee has new life. There's the snap. They bring 4. Aguilar across the middle, looking in zone, caught, touchdown. Great throw, great catch to Mike Matthews. Here comes the boot. He's going to kick it onside to the near side. High bounce. It's taken. Wow. Robert Spears-Jennings snags it out of the air, and the Sooners have it. There's the snap. Handoff X up the middle. Has a whole 40. He's gone. There goes Xavier Robinson. X to the pay dirt, to the checkerboard. He falls down, though, at the 1. How about that? Heads up, Xavier Robinson. Could have walked into the end zone, and he fell down intentionally at the half-yard line. There's the snap. And Mateer keeps it himself up the gut for the touchdown.
Great job. And how about the game Xavier Robinson has had 2 weeks in a row, looking really good.
Snap back, hold is down. Kick is away. He pulled it again a little bit, but this time it's good. Here's the kick. He kicks it to the left. Bouncing ball at the 40. Falling on at the 41, and you can unhitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the barn. They go on the road, and they beat Tennessee in dark mode. Final score, Oklahoma 33 and Tennessee 27.
Thank you for watching another edition of Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health. Bye week coming up this week, and then the Sooners are headed to Tuscaloosa. Until then, this is Toby Rowland. Boomer Sooner, everybody.